Hi everyone, I'm JD. Welcome back to my channel. So as promised, I'm sharing a tutorial of how I made these embellished glassine bags. I love them so much. They're using scraps to embellish them. And so this is part of my challenge to make a scrap embellished journal where all the pages are blank, and then the way I'm embellishing them is by using scraps as my base. So a great project to use your scraps. Okay, so what do we need? We need a glassine bag. If you don't have a glassine bag though, you can use any type of paper bag, white paper bags, craft paper bags, you know, pattern papers, whatever you have. Then use your scraps. So I've chosen some music paper and ledger paper because I love the vintage look best. So I've just got a whole bunch of offcuts here from previous projects. And then also some decorative paper. You could just use this combination of the vintage papers if you want, but if you want to add a bit of colour, and for me I love the florals, so I've just picked out a few here. Also some trim, so this is my box of, you know, offcuts of fabric and lace and trims just in here. And then scissors and glue, of course. And just the last final piece just to make it pop a bit more, I've got some buttons as well. And you could use bling stickers or charms or cabochons. You don't even need to use these just add a little bit extra though. Alright, so the first thing is to put a strip down the bottom. So I'm thinking I might want to use one of these ledger paper strips somewhere down there, and then I put a strip of music paper down the side, a long strip, and then I get my decorative page or strip and then I put that down, just make a bit of a collage over the top there. So I kind of like that. Then I'm just going to find a bit of a trim piece here. This is a bit of ribbon, and I'm going to put that over the top of all of those. So I don't like that little word at the bottom there, so I'm just going to trim that off and see how that looks. Yeah, I want the music note down there. We'll put this piece here, and then it's just a matter of playing around with how you want to overlap everything. So you could get it all the way across to the side. I think that's what I'll do. And what I'll do instead is I'll trim this side a bit shorter, just to give it a bit of interest, a bit of layered look. And then I'll trim this one so that it's pretty much going across the whole bottom piece like that. And then this music paper, I'm just overlapping it a little bit. And then I'll overlap that on top of everything, and then finally the trim on top of that. So that's how it's looking. I'll trim this bit down. So now I've got another piece that I can use for another glassine bag, and then I'll just glue everything on. So of course you can play around with the order that you do things, the lengths of the pieces of paper and scraps. But I just love this little collage look going on in this corner, this bottom left corner, how it's overlapping. So let's put that piece here. You can of course also ink the edges, distress them if you would like. And you can have ripped edges too. I've done straight edges on my one. I'm just going to move this one across a little bit so that there's a nice gap there. And when you put a tag inside or a journal card, you can see these places where it will peek through the glassine bag. Then I just want to see where I want that. Let's have a look again. Yeah, alright, I'm liking that. So right at that line there is where I want to place it. And as you can see, it's super easy and you don't need fancy supplies. Just raid your scraps when you're cutting pages for journals, you always get lots of offcuts, don't you? So make use of those. Okay, so just going to put that a bit higher. This one I might trim off a little bit more, just so that it enhances that piece there. So we've got a lot of more layering there. So then I'll add this little piece of trim, and it would look lovely with lace too. So I'm just going to layer that right here, so that in this corner you can see you got the layers down here, and then you got all of this layering going on top there. And then the final touch, you could leave it just like that, but I'm actually going to add some buttons just for fun. And these ones are gorgeous because they are, hang on, just playing around where I want them. Okay, wait a second. Just playing around, seeing where I want. They're slightly all different. I've chosen 3 slightly different ones, and some are more white than others, some are a bit more brown toned in them. And I'm just going to add those here, so like this. And you could add different colours, like maybe some pink buttons would look nice with this one, or some blue for some contrast. But just showing you what I have. Just one second. Alright, and that is the finished bag. Glassine bag to go along with these other ones. So very, very pretty. I love them. Hopefully that gave you enough of a guide, so now you can have fun going nuts making glassine bags for you. Of course, once you've played around with this, you can experiment with different styles, make it your own. You don't have to follow this rigid pattern. It just helped me to break into it. And like I said in the previous video, this wasn't my idea. It came from one of the Facebook junk journal groups. And then now that I've had to play with this, it's so fun trying some different styles, which I'll share with you in an upcoming video. I've had so much fun making some more. So yeah, feel free to share what you make with the embellished glassine bags if you give them a try on the Willowbound Journals Facebook group page, or tag me on Instagram. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!